So are you a golfer that pulls their iron shots after a great tee shot? It's a lovely strike, but it's left of the green, get you in trouble. Is it driving you up the wall? Well, if so, this video today is for you. Right then, guys, so you can see I'm back in my home studio. We're back in lockdown in England. I don't know whether it's 2.0, 3.0, whatever it is, but I hope everyone around the world is staying safe. In today's video, though, I'm going to talk about how to stop you pulling your iron shots, but you also might be one of those golfers that hits the pull occasionally, but the rest of the time they hit that kind of weak, glancy, soft, flighted shot. It's very much the same golf swing, but I'm going to fix that and get you hitting iron shots like never before. Right, so what is that shot we're talking about? Your middle of the fairway, set up nicely. And we can see, even though it was a solid strike and gone a decent distance, we can see 7.6 degrees out to in, even got the club face closed there, which made that even worse. But we can see that shot way left. Even though the distance might be fairly much what you want, potentially that's an iron shot that gets you in trouble. And that's really what we're going to get rid of in today, that pulled iron shot. But you might be one of those golfers who gets frustrated because he hits that from time to time, but then almost without realizing it, still gets that big out to in path, tries to adjust with the club face, so I've left the club face wide open there, and even though the ball gets back to target, it's gone nowhere at 110 yards. So the first thing we need to understand is it's the path of the club we need to improve, and these two little movements we're going to work on are going to make it so easy. So first of all, we need to understand what's happening. So as you get to the top of your backswing, everybody gets to the top a little bit differently. But once you're to the top of the backswing, what we see with everybody who pulls their iron shots is that first movement is the club going out in front and that right shoulder kind of moving out towards the golf ball. And there's only one way to go from there, back to the left, and that's that big out to win path. Now I think for me the challenge for a lot of golfers is they feel they're not turning well enough. And yet I would say potentially they actually might be rotating quite nicely, but not putting the first bit of the drill we're going to talk about into the start of their downswing. Because if I were to get to the top of my backswing, and what I'm going to do is show you that face on, if my spine angle was fairly straight, and I get to the top and just turn out the way, okay, we can see there how the club's moving towards the camera. And if I do the same movement down the line, we get to the top and just turn out the way. You can see the hands, the arms, the shoulders go out in front, and that's that out to win swing path. So how do we change that? Because if anything, I want you to turn more out the way to control that club face better. But what you see with all the great iron players is as they get to the top of their golf swing, the first thing they do is they actually, as the club drops, their body tilts to the side, which is actually called side bend. So if you were to stand side on, kind of your trail side and your lead side would be fairly equal. And if you just side bent to the left, to the right, sorry, we'd see there that lead side would get longer, the trail side would get shorter. So that's what we want to kind of feel. We want to feel that as we get to the top of the backswing, we would get that movement, that side bend, or a tilt into your downswing. So what we would do is practice swinging to the top, get that tilt, and you can see straight away how that club goes in a different position. From here, as you tilt, the club goes down behind you. Now, if you don't rotate your body out of the way, we're going to be in big, big trouble because that club face is going to point over at the wall and it's going to be very, very detrimental, we'll say, to you hitting good shots. So what we want to feel is that we're going to get to the top, feel that we get that side bend, and then from there you want to be able to rotate your body as much as you can out of the way. And we can see the club comes from the inside, we'll get that to the golf ball, and then back on the inside. So I'm going to hit a couple of slightly slower ones, maybe even slightly shorter swings, and look how that little bit of tilt or side bend in the downswing and then turning out the way is going to instantly change your club path. So we're going to set up, aiming straight at the target as ever. So that felt really nice. So my club face was very closed, so it would have still missed left, but look how that path's changed. We've gone from being kind of 10 degrees out to in to being 4 degrees from the inside. Now, not everybody will be like this, so when you see my videos, when I slow down, my tendency is that I don't rotate my body out of the way enough. So I'm going to go a little bit longer, a little bit quicker, still get that tilt, and then try and just turn or rotate my body out of the way a little bit more. So that felt different. And we can see a very different golf shot. So now 2 degrees from the inside, the club face only 3 degrees closed. And even though that wasn't full speed and full strike, I'd say on that one a little bit thin, still carried 160. So it was actually further than that pulley one that felt good at the start. So let's try and build a little bit of speed back up. But again, feel that once we're at the top, side bend, that's that initial first movement, which gets that club shallowing out, a little bit more behind you, and then we can let the body rotate out the way. Okay, so again, we're going to set up, put those 2 little thoughts into my downswing. I felt closer to what I would be after. And again, very similar delivery to the previous shot, but 172 yard carry. And for anyone who's got those pulls and weak slicey ones going, imagine standing up there and hitting some dead straight iron shots, or even turning up to play with your pals and hitting some lovely little draws. There'll definitely be some questions getting asked. Obviously, feel free to share the video with them if you want to. Right, so get yourself set again. Let's go one more to the top, get that side bend, and then I'm going to really try and rotate my body as much as I can out of the way. Yeah, not absolutely perfect, but that club path slightly from the inside, that club face almost dead square, and carry at 171. So you can see there, guys, if you can put that little bit of side bend in and then really allow yourself to rotate as much as you can out of the way, because undoubtedly, if you've not been putting that side bend in to begin with, you'll have actually been stopping your body to rotate to try and square the club face up. So this is probably going to feel very different. Hopefully going to feel much more athletic, much more powerful. And like I said, it's going to get rid of those pulled shots, get rid of those weak slices, and really get you hitting some amazing iron shots. Right then, so first video back in the garage, and we're going to stop you pulling your iron shots or hitting those soft little slicey flop shots that you hit with your irons. And the big thing is we need to change the path of the club you're swinging on. And we can see if you can match up those 2 little movements, that side bend or a little bit of tilt at the start of the downswing, and then really just turn out the way as much as you can, you're going to start swinging the club much straighter, maybe even a little bit from the inside like I did there, and you're going to start hitting some straight iron shots, maybe even some little draws. And wouldn't that be nice? So guys, hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, like it and share it, comment below and I'll get back to as many people as I can. If you've enjoyed today's content and you don't currently subscribe to my channel, please consider clicking the button below. Remember to ring the notification bell and then you'll find out whenever I drop a new video. Follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Ali Taylor Golf. Hopefully catch up with some of you guys down here soon. stay in contact.